Hey guys, welcome to Live at 5 with Goodness Chick. I want to thank you for joining us this week. We are going to be rocking out and talking about summer. The weather is getting warmer, the day and night are getting a little bit longer, and it's for a lot of our kids, not all of our kids, are getting super pumped and excited for the school year coming to an end in different parts of the country. They've already they're on summer break. So what does that mean for our kids? As parents, a lot of time it's kind of panic mode. You're working. How do I fill that time? I want to make sure my kid is in a safe environment. And we're looking at ballpark about 10 weeks that our young people have for summer, which I meet with kids in the fall, and it'll be a reflection of, it was a blur. I didn't really do anything. I just kind of hung out all summer. I floated like a little cloud. We want to avoid that. So this is why we're rocking out. We're going to hit on 3 different areas of ideas in terms of utilizing summer for our kids' benefit. Now, when it comes to summer, it's very much an opportunity for progression and growth for our kids, or regression. I cannot tell you how many kids, whether it be in middle school or in high school, that I've worked with over the years that'll say, over the summer is when I began filling the dots. And whether that be, I was experimenting with marijuana. I became dependent on, drinking pretty frequently too. I started having too much free time and getting, access on my phone to on my laptop, and getting into, the cyber world, getting into pornography, or developing a gambling addiction, which is super easy to do, to gain access to that, regardless of what age you're at. So where a lot of times, we go full force when it comes to, September rolls around, and as parents, we have structure. We have what sports, what activities are kids involved in, what they're having for lunch that day, who their teachers are. Boom, we've got crazy train structure. I'm not asking for crazy train structure, but what I'm saying is our kids do need some form of structure before the summer gets here. Laying the groundwork for, you're not super sitting on the couch all summer eating Doritos, watching the grass grow. In fact, I'm going to empower you, and we're going to find structure. So what does that look like to keep our kids healthy, out of trouble, and really kind of creating a healthier environment on the home front? And this goes for whether you're a single parent, you're a blended family, whether both parents are working, whatever it is, this really applies to anybody. And so it's sitting down with your young person, and first we're going to rock out, hey, you're going to be keeping busy. What does that mean? First is getting a job. Well, my kid's 14 years old. I don't care. So it can be, you're going to go around the neighborhood, and they're going to look at, mowing lawns, your son or daughter babysitting, if they're not of legal age to work. And if they are, it's waiting tables, and it's really going and applying right now. College kids are home. You got to rock it out. But having them work, from whether it's 10 hours a week all the way up to 40 hours a week, when they're able to keep busy and find that structure to some degree, super important. Secondly, if they're getting paid, talk with the person, the boss, or whether it's a neighbor that they're getting paid under the table from, cash. Know how much they're taking home. If they're getting a check, have it direct deposit. I'm going to tell you, if kids have access to their money, first, it's hard to realize as a kid the responsibility involved with it and being careful with your money. But when I have I have 50 to 100 bucks cold cash in my hand, the tendency to misspend is heightened. And this is where a lot of times you have kids who are, I have extra money, that maybe they're putting it in places that they shouldn't be. I'm not necessarily saying let's super roll right into, drugs, but there's that tendency, I'm spending this much on a video game, or I'm picking this up from a friend, or it could be substance related. Absolutely. So you being in control of their money, it's teaching them and instilling positive spending habits and how to be responsible. As they get older, a little bit older, you can lax a little bit on that, but know how much they're making. So it's not, Johnny made $100, but he really made $250. Where's that other $150 going? It's not being invested in sending you an edible arrangement. All right, so knowledge is power in this area. So that's the first one, is job. Second one that we're going to be looking at today is volunteering. I'm going to bring this up 100,000 times over the course of the next few years. When our kids are plugged into something constructive that has structure, that's giving back, and it's not about them, it does awesome things. Well, Aaron, I'm not plugged into a church or a synagogue. Well, I'd say call one up and say, look, this is what I'm looking at. I want to get my kid involved. A lot of them, many of them don't require you to be a member, or it's tapping into your young person's friends. Somebody that they know is involved in some type of youth group or something, where there's opportunities to give back. Hop on it, and whether it's going to feed the homeless, whether it's raising money for a good cause, there is Habitat for Humanity is another awesome thing that you're literally building something for someone else with your own two hands, which is just rock on. So we're now at job, we're at volunteering, and the last but not least, is when our young people have too much time on their hands, or even really anything in general when it comes to summertime, monitor what they're doing online. Okay, check into their Facebook, have access to their Instagram posts, looking at their text. Well, Aaron, that's their phone. Well, I'm going to tell you, if you pay the cell phone bill, it's not their phone, and it's not being intrusive. I'm not saying look at it every day, but it is periodically. If they know there's a chance of you checking in, they're going to think before they text or they post something. And I cannot tell you how many people that I've dealt with over the years that have, looking at their kid's cell phone, and whether it's going somewhere they shouldn't be going, doing something they shouldn't be doing, and being aware of that too, posting things that are just inappropriate, and there's a lot of great kids, good kids out there, but our kids do not have fully developed brains. They're impulsive, and so you combine that with a whole lot of downtime and summer goodness, and that goodness comes out of that. So it's empowering our kids, where we're laying down the groundwork before summer starts. Hey, this is what we're doing. You're getting a job. You're keeping busy. We're giving you chores. If you're too young to do that, which I don't think anybody is. It's job, chores. I'm going blank here. Volunteering, and then the last one, I'm obviously monitoring what they're putting online and texting, and know as a parent, both on cell phone. And on your network at home, you can plug in requesting parental restrictions. So knowing what your kids are accessing, limiting what they're able to access, and knowing summer can be an enjoyable, sun-filled, going to the beach, frolicking in nature, but in a way that is structured and is healthy for not just your young person, but for your entire family. So I wish you an awesome day as summer is approaching. Woo, that's exciting. Peace, love, and goodness. Have a great one.